You ready?
I think. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, good people? You know what? Let me let you do my intro. You know what my intro is, babe? Go ahead.
Possibly. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Go ahead.
You gave me a hint. So, what's up, good people? She is India. I'm Braxton. And welcome to her YouTube channel. For all my new peeps, what's up and welcome. For all my returning peeps or her returning peeps, welcome back. Let's get into it.
Y'all, he got it. Oh my God. So what's up, good people? I am India. Welcome to Miles from India. Again, I am India. This is my partner, Braxton. Welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are returning, what's up and welcome back. So he basically got it. A little remix in there.
It was close enough.
A little remix in there. But anyway, what's up, guys? Happy Valentine's Day. We are here doing a video about dating a runner. So if you're new to my channel, I am a runner engulfed all into running. And this is my partner, Braxton, and yeah, running is not really his thing. And y'all have to excuse us because Coco, our bulldog, is in the background slurping up water.
As if I just didn't give her a bowl of water outside.
I think she just knows when we start recording because it's like, she loves to go right over there to do it. All right, so today on my vlog, I wanted to bring my partner Braxton on for Valentine's Day. Braxton has been sprinkled into my vlog a couple of times, definitely on a shoe running gait analysis video. He was on there, y'all can check that out above. And a couple other of my runs, but Braxton is not, he doesn't call himself a runner, right?
Absolutely not. Not even a casual runner.
He just doesn't do running. So I thought that I wanted to do this video today to kind of talk about what it's like to date a runner for him, and for me, what it's like to date someone that's not really into running and kind of what that looks like. So for people that may not know, I do this vlog. I also am a podcast host for a running podcast. I just do a lot of things in the running space. So running is kind of my life, and for him it's like, he just there. So I polled last week, I polled my Instagram followers to ask if they had any questions for us. So today, I'm about to drop your phone.
Luckily I have a bumper case.
Yes, anyway, so today we are going to go over those questions and answer them for you guys. So of course, the number one question that we got, well, the second to number one question that we got is how we met. So you want to tell the story, you want me to tell the story?
You can start and I'll fill in some blanks.
Yes, okay. So back in 2018, I was in a space when it came to dating that I really wanted to find a partner, but y'all, the dating app situation just was not it. Like trying to date on the dating app, I had some horrible situations, got ghosts, catfished, all that goodness. And so I said, you know what, let me start asking some of my friends if they have friends and maybe they can reconnect us. So in 2018, July 4th at the Peachtree Road Race, I went and connected with my friend JR. And I said, hey, what's up, JR? How you been? We just had a conversation. And I was like, you got any friends? Do you have any friends? Or any frat brothers? Anything like that. He's in a fraternity. And so he was like, I don't know of any off the top of my head, but I'll let you know. So then the next day, JR sends me a message and he's like, hey, what's up? We got this, my fraternity, Alpha. You want to say the full name?
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
This. So, so they had an event on July 14th, and it was his whole fraternity and a lot of people would be there. And he said, maybe you should come by and hang out at the event. It was their 10th anniversary for your chapter. And he said, maybe you should come by and maybe you can meet somebody. And I was just like, ugh, I'm really weird with going in settings and having to introduce myself in that whole situation. So I was nervous, but I said, you know what, maybe I need to put myself out there. So I ended up going to the event. You guys, what people don't know is, or what Braxton did not know, is that morning of the event, I was in the midst of marathon training during the summer of 2018. So your girl was in heels and hurting in those heels because I had run long that Saturday and I was super tired. Anyway, that was kind of a caveat. So I get to the event, I'm nervous, I'm there by myself. So literally I had to find a way to communicate with people that I did not know. When I got there, JR and his wife were not there yet. And so it was just like, okay, so I'm standing around. I'm not a small talk person. So it was kind of hard for me to like start conversations. So we did have some conversations. So.
Not you and I.
No, not he and I. We had not met. So I didn't know anything. Well, I knew of you through JR had posted Braxton. Braxton has a twin brother. So posted a picture of his twin brother. So I knew of him in regards to him having a brother, etc., but not specifically about Braxton. So anyway, so we get to this event. I'm just kind of chilling, standing in the corner with my water, acting like it was a shot of vodka because I literally I'm a non-drinker, so I was trying to act like I had some drink, but whatever. So JR comes to me and he's like, hey, I have somebody that I want you to meet. And I was just like, really? And he was like, well, hold on right here. He said, look over there, that's him. He tried to tell me, look over there, that's him. And I was like, it was a crowd of people, so I'm like trying to look over and I couldn't see. I was just like, and he's like, stay right here. So then he goes over to Braxton.
Yeah, JR comes over to me and he was unsure, so he tried to reconfirm whether I was single or not. And I said I was single, and he said, all right, there's somebody I want you to meet. They're across the room. Just do a little pan around the room. So that's, for me, immediately pretty awkward. So I pan the room, see nobody, because you can't focus on anyone.
You see everybody.
You see everybody. And
he's panning the room, can't see anybody. I see them panning the room, and I'm like trying to act like I don't see them. And then JR runs over to me and says, come on. And I'm like, no. I start sweating like crazy. And he basically just plops us in front of each other and says, Braxton, this is India, this is Braxton. And we looked at each other like, and he literally like walks off. Like he says that, he introduces us, literally runs. I felt like he did a little, I'm out, like, bye. And I mean, we had a great conversation. I don't know, you said we don't know how long it lasts, but we had a conversation and then.
Yeah, I was having a great conversation. I was enjoying it. But I arrived at the event single, so I was tasked with some assignments, so I was pulled away to handle that.
Yeah, so when he was pulled away, I was like, dang, I was salty because I didn't realize the detail or why he was pulled away, because we were like literally smack dab in the middle of a good conversation, but he was pulled away. So I just kind of sat over to the side. I found a chair because my feet was burning and hot being in heels, and I ran long that weekend, that Saturday, that same day. And I said, you know what, it's cool, I'm gonna sit here and relax. He was posted up in the back, didn't come over and see me.
After some time.
Yeah, it was some time. I was like, is he gonna come back over and let us finish this good conversation?
I was sitting back there contemplating what to say. I hadn't put myself out there in a while, so just kind of nervous. Game was on the shelf, like a board game. I had not planned to dust it off that night, so.
It just wasn't up there, right? It was not in the forefront of his mind. So I was like, all right, I'm tired. I'm just gonna go. He's not gonna come back over here. It is what it is. So I start to walk to the door, and then I see him come, and he's like, can I walk? Are you leaving? Can I walk you to your car? So he walks me to my car. We exchanged numbers. He asked me for my number. We exchanged numbers, and basically the rest is history. So
here we are. So I'm actually glad I worked up the nerve to intercept her as she was going to the door.
Yeah.
And then walk her to her car, and then muster up the courage to ask her for a number.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, always ask us how we met. That's basically, in a nutshell, a little remix, but that's basically how we met. Just introduced by someone. And to this day, JR still won't take credit for introducing us, and that it's going very well. He just kind of like, y'all are meant to be.
He'll take credit for the awkward introduction, but not the spark.
Yeah, exactly, which is fine.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna get into some of the questions. So one of the first questions is, how is it dating a non-runner? So for me, I consider him a runner because he will run if he has to, or if we run together, which is, and sorry, there's an airplane going over our house.
Dalvin's Air Reserve base.
Yes. So So dating a non-runner for me, which I consider him a runner, but he doesn't consider himself a runner, it's fine. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm really big on having my own separate hobby and something that I enjoy, to where we can be separate and we don't have to like be in each other's space all the time. Like, I do my thing, he does his thing, and then we come together. So for me, it's totally fine. I mean, as long as he supports me, which he really does. So of course that lands to, how is it dating a runner?
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, she has her hobbies and activities. I don't really mind. There are some times where she's enlisting my help and assistance, and I gladly oblige. So
yeah,
whether that be holding signage or big heads at a race of her and Tommy, setting up on a corner for that, just trying to figure it out on the fly, to cheering on her really good friend January for Chicago Marathon.
New York.
See,
yeah.
I don't know. I know it's a world major. That's all I know.
There you go. It was a world major. You better get it, babe. World major. Yeah. So, I mean, my good friend of mine, January, did the virtual marathon for New York City last year. He did a lot with helping me with setting up, getting getting video footage, setting up with the signs, doing all of that stuff. And y'all can check that video up above. He's definitely...
feedback on the course and where she was going to set up to pop out and surprise January. So she's pretty meticulous. So it was over and over and over and over again on the route. But it was a success. So she put in a lot of great work, and it was a fantastic turnout. Yeah,
so between that, he's definitely come to races and cheered me on. What he was just talking about was the race 2019. We had big heads of me and Tommy. Tommy is the co-host that I have of the podcast. And Braxton was out on the course with the big heads holding those. So I was running. Tommy was going to meet him, but Tommy was a little late. So he was kind of there doing it his own. So he definitely does support in the midst of like all of my shenanigans. And of course, helping me video pictures and stuff for this vlog. He does all of that. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I say unpaid, but I'm compensated.
Compensated in a different way. All right. So the next question that we had was, what are some of the questions that Braxton asked about running when y'all first started dating? So I think one of the biggest things, because I was in the middle of marathon training, he was asking how far it would go, because I was explaining to him the whole long run thing. And, he, of course, asked a marathon is how long? And I was like 26.2 miles. And he was like, okay, well, how long do you have to train? And so I was explaining to him that I would get up to 20 miles on a long run. And what was your response, babe?
I think it was just, so first of all, you're running 20 miles to train, max. That's crazy in itself to me as a non-runner. You said I was a non-runner in my opinion. And then I asked you, well, do you ever run the full marathon while training? And you said, no, you don't run a marathon while training. And I'm like, well, how do you know you can complete the marathon on marathon day?
Yeah, so he didn't understand the whole max out at 20, but you're running 26.2. He was really like, how do you even get to 26.2? How do you know that your body will get you there? And then, of course, I had to explain to him between the adrenaline of the race and you just knowing, like, by the time you get to 20, the last 6.2, it may be hard, but you will get there.
The last 6.2. That's why I'm not a runner, because it's just 6.2 miles. It's not something I can comprehend.
Yes, definitely so. And then he also asked, so we had a conversation about negative splits, positive splits. And so I was explaining to him that, and the whole thing about when you run, a really good runner can pick it up. Like they can do a 11-minute mile, a 10-minute mile, a 9-minute mile, 8-minute mile. Like at the end, like from mile 1 to 4, they get faster versus the positive splits being the opposite. And
I just didn't understand it. Saving energy. I mean, I don't know how you get faster when you run longer. There's no saving energy in my body, so yeah, that's another tough one for me to understand.
He couldn't understand that piece, but he's definitely doing better now. If I say 10K, 5K, half, like he knows the distance. He questions himself, but he'll say the distance. He does well with that.
Absolutely.
All right, so another question was, does it distract me from my run? I think the question was, does it distract you from your run? So I'm assuming that the question was, Does it distract me from running because he's not a runner? So for me, it doesn't distract me from running, except for like in the morning sometimes when I get up for a long run and he's still asleep. I don't want to get up. So sometimes that, but then I have dedication to get up and continue to do it, but not distractions. Again, I am all about having my own hobby. He has his hobbies and we do our separate things. And because I love running, I just do it.
And I don't talk you out of it if you stop repeating. I don't talk you out of it.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll call you a procrastinator.
Yeah.
You're just bopping around. I'm like, are you gonna go or what?
Yeah. He'll be like, stop procrastinating. Get out there and go for your run. Like he literally will. He will say, oh, you procrastinate now, huh? Go do your run. So he will do that. All right. So the next question is, how many races have y'all done together? How many races, Viv?
2, I'm assuming. I think it's 2.
Yeah, one and impossible.
True,
So yeah, so there was one. So we did our first official race together was the Mercedes-Benz MAD
Mothers Against
Drivers 5K. A lot of people just say the Falcons 5K, but it's Mothers Against Drunk Driver Mercedes-Benz 5K. So Braxton had done that in the past.
I walked it in the past.
For his job.
Yeah. I had just started working at the company and was recruited to go out to that, I think 3 weeks later. That's my start date. Not a runner, so they said you can walk it, so I just opted to walk.
Yes. And so, of course, when it came around again, I was like, let's do it together. So, of course, the whole time, Braxton was like, I'm not going to run it. Well, you said you was going to run it, but he was just talking about how he wasn't going to be fast or whatever. And we get out there and we ended up linking up with Jerome and Marquisa, which are getting married this year. So excited for them. And we took off all together as a 4, and then Jerome and Braxton took off. They left us.
Jerome started taking off, so I wasn't going to be left back with
ego.
So I kept up with Jerome for a bit, which meant I left India
left me in the dust. There was no romantic, let's run our first 5K together. It was not that. He was like, bye, I'll see you at the end. But I was so proud of him.
Actually, I said our strides are different and this feels awkward to me, so I'm gonna have to.
His stride is different. Talking about he can't. He tried to throw me a runner's word and didn't even understand that your stride can be different and still keep up with me. Like what?
My bad.
Anyway, he left me, but that's okay. We got it to the end. And he ended up having like a 9-something average pace. Like he did really, really good. So he did well. So that's the only race that we've done physically in person together. And of course I had to get him all the gear and stuff for the race. It was cold outside. It was November or October. It was, I don't know, it was cold. And we had to get him all the gear together. He had some other clothes that he was gonna wear and I was just like, no, we're gonna get you right on together. Cotton shirt. He didn't have the layers to wear. He didn't have, I got him tights and like all gloves and all this stuff. So he was all set and ready. I didn't want to give him any excuse to not go out and do the run. So we did that race together. And then we also did the virtual Peachtree Road Race in 2020. We did that together, but you don't really call that.
No, I wouldn't call it an actual race because we started out running for a bit. It was hilly and it was hot. And we walked some, so
yeah. At the end,
Braxton
was really over it. Yeah, he was over it. He was like, I'm just over this. I don't see how you do this. So it was hot. So, but he is committed to doing the Peachtree Road Race again when we do it. And of course, in 2020, it is actually going to take place in person. So hopefully, 2021, excuse me, we'll be able to actually get it done for 2021. So those are the 2 races that we've done together. We definitely have run together a couple times, but not like racing. So. All right, so just to kind of pair up to the last question that was asked, someone asked, has Braxton returned back from the last 5K? Because we did have videos of him doing the Peachtree Road Race and kind of how he was feeling. So did you return back from the last situation?
I have not returned, and I never started, quite frankly. That race, the Mercedes-Benz, was, in my opinion, a fluke. There was a lot of folks out there, and that was motivating, and that kept me running. I think I walked a couple times, but it was painful. And so no, I have not returned to running a full race. I have not registered for a race. I haven't looked at any race registrations. I ignore my ATC emails. So
he is
no, I have not returned to
he will be signed up for
really started.
He will be signed up for the Peachtree though. I will be pressing send on that. So he probably won't, but I'll be pressing send on that. But yes.
Don't hold the ignored emails against her. ATC.
Yes.
She's an ambassador.
I'm an ambassador for Atlanta Track Club. So yes, that's just him. He is a member though. So he is definitely a member. So we're all good on that. All right, so the next question is, how are you the mornings during long runs or races?
Well, first off, nothing gets India up early on any day or a weekend but a race or a long run. So I think she's fine. She's good on those days. Outside of like races and long runs, she's going to sleep in. Hopefully she, when she gets up for the long runs or the races, she gets back in time to have breakfast together. Sometimes she makes it, sometimes she doesn't. So she'll call me and ask me questions 9:30, 9:45. I'm all done, have you had breakfast? And I'm like, do you know what time it is?
So Braxton has to have his breakfast, and he doesn't like being up several hours without breakfast. And so usually I try to go out for my long runs early, like 6, 7 o'clock, well, depending upon the season, go out for my long runs early so that I can be back before the 9:30 time frame, usually on Saturdays. But sometimes it doesn't work like that, especially if I procrastinate in the morning. So sometimes he'll get breakfast and then I will get my own breakfast on the way back. All right, so the next question is, what's one way your boo encourages you during your running life? So I think that kind of goes towards the question that we just answered. He is very open in regards to my long runs, my Saturdays. He knows Saturday early mornings, we're not, more than likely not sleeping in. More than likely I am out running before he gets up, and then we kind of connect. So he's very supportive on my time, as well as with the vlogging, the being a podcast host, and doing everything, all of my coaching stuff. He is very open. He knows when I have client calls. So I think it's just very understanding.
Right, I would say that.
Yeah, just very understanding when it comes to the amount of time, but we always find time to spend with each other. One thing, and then of course he's cheered on, we mentioned this, he cheered on several races, but a sidebar. So Braxton absolutely hates the sound of the cowbell. He hates it, y'all.
I'm not a noisy person, and so noise just gets under my skin. So one of the first races, I don't even think I knew she had a bell because they're really compact. And she breaks out this bell right next to my ear, and I'm like, what in the world are you doing?
He was salty. You didn't go away. You was like...
You couldn't have warned me you were going to start shaking that?
And then what's my scream? What do I say when I'm cheering people on?
It's Coco sleep.
No.
She's chewing or something.
Okay.
Woo! I don't know where in my left ear, so, you know, I'm going to be hearing impaired if I keep supporting her in races. So supporting her, cheering on folks in races.
Yes, so when I'm cheering on races, I'm always super loud. So it's like, woo, 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 woo. And I'm like shaking my cowbell, and he absolutely hates it.
Without warning.
Without warning.
But
so
now I can anticipate it.
Yeah.
I know she does that.
So I'm always like, come on, baby. He's like, let's go. They're just running for what reason?
And they enjoyed this?
Yeah, you absolutely hate it. So he does it for me though, and he enjoys it, but it's not often. He's like, I'm gonna go cheer on a race. You coming? Nah, let me know when you get back. Unless I'm running it, he's like, I'm good. All right, guys, this one is a funny one too. So someone asked, does Braxton rub your feet after a long run?
Absolutely not, because I'm not a foot or feet person. I just have never been a feet person, and because her dog's sword is not gonna sway me into rubbing feet. I just can't do it.
But he will do, you know, massages or whatever. So, but the whole foot thing is a no-go for him, which is, that's fine. Dog's is sword. Okay, so in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that this was one of the main questions was kind of how we met. So the second to last question is, everybody keeps asking me when Braxton's putting a ring on it. Everybody, I got a lot of those questions. So I specifically
when
said
it applies a time frame, but you don't want to know because obviously you want to be surprised. But they can look forward to a ring being put on India's finger. Look forward to it.
Look forward to it. All right, so look forward to it. is happening, guys. A lot of people ask me that all the time or assume that I am single. I don't post Braxton all the time, but he is definitely in my videos. But the support and the drive and everything that I do is right here. He definitely is behind the scenes, keeping me together, keeping me sane when I have my moments, when I don't want to do certain things, when I am overwhelmed with my 9-to-5 job or 8-to-5 job and doing coaching, doing this vlog, doing the podcast. He is the support that's right behind me. So I know a lot of people do ask when he's gonna do that. We are on that track. It is definitely happening. I don't wanna know when because I want it to be a surprise, but y'all look forward to it. So thank you everyone for coming and watching this vlog. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you all enjoyed a vlog about dating a runner, or at least getting to know me and my partner and what it looks like to date a runner. Y'all drop your comments below. I'm sure y'all have plenty of them, plenty of laughs. If you have any other questions, definitely let us know. And I drop a new video to this channel, usually weekly. So definitely look out for that. Don't forget to subscribe, show your girl some love, and we will check you out next time.